So the purpose of this video is not for investment advice, and it is not a recommendation for any stocks or securities. And really, the objective of this video is to just talk about what I see value in AMC, where I plan to enter, where I plan to exit, and just kind of define my whole game plan. And if you guys see value in it, then of course you guys can take place and make your trades. But again, you never want to base your trades based off anyone else's decision. But now that I got that out of the way, I want to talk about AMC, right? So AMC is still a really just a hot stock. It's a really hot subject. We just have a lot going on if you guys have been following the current events. So really what I want to draw or just take note of with AMC is what is going on. So I mean, of course, we had this massive run up. We had multiple videos talking about this. We had videos talking about why I was going to sell off, and surprisingly, after it sold off, we had this bounce up against the simple moving average, right? And now we went up, we bounced back down, and we bounced back up. So we just have been hovering, right? So a lot of people are like, what is going on? What is happening? So I want to map out a few key areas that we're going to want to pay attention to, especially if we're looking to make a profit on the uptrend for AMC. So I'm going to go ahead and get my drawing tool. By the way, if you guys are unfamiliar with what platform I'm using, I am using the Webull platform. It's not a platform that you absolutely have to use. It's just a platform that I am using. I believe I made the switch to Webull, about 2 weeks ago. I'm still waiting for some funds to settle. I think I'm going to be trading with an account size of 20,000. Just as I kind of test the waters with Webull. I'm not going to be putting, all my money in Webull. I still use TD Ameritrade. But anyways, let's go ahead and draw this little trend line over here, right? So right here, we're drawing an, uptrending trend line, right? So that is a good sign. Right now, if pretty much AMC still adheres to this trend line, then that means that we still have more uptrending to go, right? Because of course, if we break below this, then we're probably going to go down lower. So that's really good. But I also want to point out, by the way, we're looking at the 1 hour chart because I believe this is the best chart to look at if we're looking at swing trading AMC. Because if we're looking at a 4 hour chart, I feel like that chart is just too large of a time frame for the activity that's taking place in AMC. So right now we're looking at a 1 hour chart. Now I'm also going to draw another trend line going from the top to the bottom, right? And so what we have forming right here is a symmetrical triangle pattern, right? Now a symmetrical triangle pattern is a great pattern to have. However, it doesn't really clearly define what can most likely take place. Now again, not all patterns are 100% going to define what could take place, but the interesting thing about a symmetrical triangle pattern is that this can indicate whether a break up is going to happen or a break down is going to happen, right? Now again, it's not going to 100% adhere to this pattern, but most often when we have a symmetrical pattern, as long as we break through the this downtrending trend line, which would act as a resistance, if we break above it, then we have more room to go up, which is great news for the people that are holding AMC. So I'm sure I got a couple of people to tap the like button right now out of excitement, of AMC going up. But we also have to talk about the downside. Now with a symmetrical triangle pattern, if we crack below this uptrending trend line, which would act as a support, then we will most likely have some selling going off with AMC. So we really are like going closer to the wedge, and as we go closer to the wedge, we find out what is going to take place, right? So it's very interesting. We really just have to pay attention. Are we going to buy just because it touches the support? No, we're going to want to wait for it to touch the support, especially if we want to enter a position for it to touch the support and then show signs of a confirmation. For example, if we zoom in, this day, it did touch the support in the pre-market, but we wouldn't buy in just right here because we don't know if it's just going to touch the support and then break down. We'd want to wait for it to touch the support. And then as soon as it has that next candle breaking above the exponential moving average, which is this blue line over here, then we would buy in, which is something I pretty much preach about in all my videos, right? So if you're a long-time subscriber, then you guys know the drill. If you're not a long-time subscriber and you're new to the video, you might want to, consider subscribing just because, I do kind of just provide what my game plan is. And, a lot of people do see value in it. Again, you only take a trade if you see value on it, not just because I said so, right? But anyways, we're going to go ahead and, still stay on this 1 hour chart. And I want to kind of just take note of something. So, as I always mentioned in my other videos, if we're hovering above the exponential moving average, then that is an indication that we are going to be uptrending. Just as when we go below the exponential moving average, we see that, we end up going down. Right, so we went up, we were hovering above it, and then we cracked down. So really, my game plan for tomorrow, if I'm going to be looking into this as a day trade, as long as we are above the exponential moving average, then I will probably open up a position, take that position, and either sell at a resistance or once there is divergence or validation that we break below the exponential moving average. So for example, the other day I took a trade. It was a small trade because, again, all my funds have not settled completely in Webull as I'm transferring some money from one brokerage to another. So I took a small trade and I bought in after there was confirmation, and I held until today, where we broke below the EMA line. Then that's when I ended up selling. So I'm pretty much going to be taking the same approach as a short-term swing trade, or if it is a day trade, if it happens in one day. So that's really my game plan. Now, if we go ahead and pop into a 5-minute view, we could see that clearly as soon as we, every single time we go below the exponential moving average, we sell off. And then, typically the simple moving average will act as a support. But, however, when it comes to technical analysis, nothing is guaranteed, especially in the market. It doesn't have to do what you want it to do. And we can see that once we crack below the simple moving average, we continued selling off, which is why I always preach that, these supports that we draw, they're not 100%, solid, right? Things can go below it. So, I'm just kind of showing you guys some tips, some, suggestions on what I would recommend if I'm going to be taking into a position. I probably will be taking into a position because this has been a fun time to trade simply because of the volatility. I mean, if we go and we buy or bought in over here and go over here, that was 17% in a matter of hours, which, is amazing. Okay, this is amazing. A lot of people who are new to the market, they might think this is normal all the time. I mean, maybe with penny stocks, but for something like AMC, which is currently trading at $59, this is amazing volatility. So please, if you're getting into the market, please understand what's going on, and obviously use best practices to benefit from what is taking place. Right now, that's really what's going on the long-term view. If we go back to the hour view, as I mentioned, we're in this symmetrical triangle pattern. So it's not telling what can possibly go on. Now, something that is kind of scary that we're going to go off topic from technical analysis and kind of just bring into, light is that, okay, so the reason AMC is, obviously going up, as we know, is we have, the institutions short selling, right? And then we have a lot of retail buying in, which creates a gamma squeeze, which could also create a short squeeze. So we just have a ton going on. We have a lot of retails participating in the market, right? Which is why there is a ton of volume in ticker symbols like AMC, right? And retail is great. I have nothing against retail. Obviously, I'm part of retail, right, as an individual trader. But something that I want to put out there is that most of the brokerages that we use, they're selling order flow to Citadel or these other institutions. So they just have a whole bunch of information for where the cash flow is, right? And that information kind of takes away where the free market is supposed to be, right? So, it benefits us as retail because, because these brokerages are selling our order flow to these institutions, we get to have commission-free trading, right? It's great, right? We don't have to pay. Back then, I used to pay $12 just to enter into a trade. We don't have to do that anymore, right? Which is great. But the problem with that leads that, we are pretty much the product ourselves, where because we're not paying for the service, a lot of these brokerages, they're selling our information. And so although we have these hedge funds that are short squeezing and losing billions of dollars because we keep buying in, they know exactly what our order flows are and what we are doing, and so they just have a big advantage against retail. Who knows if once they just see volume kind of die off at retail, they'll just go even harder and short, and we'll see even a crazier drop with AMC. Who knows if they'll go ahead and maybe play into AMC going up higher and let AMC go up super high just so individuals can start taking profits. And then when that happens, just drop the table and, short like crazy on AMC. I mean, if we take a look into these other, in the past, with AMC, we had this major run up, and we had this big day coming down. Now, it's very typical in the market. There's this old saying that bulls take the stairs and bears take the escalators, right? But you have to understand that part of the reason why these big drops happen so suddenly while the uptrends take a long time is because, right now we have retail having our information sold. So who knows if these hedge funds, again, are playing into, our emotions, letting things run up. And once things go up where it's looking great for us, institutions pull the plug and they start shorting, right? So we're not sure what could possibly happen. This is an interesting time. Again, you want to mitigate your risk. Something I recommend, as I take these trades, I know when I'm going to enter and I know when I'm going to exit, right? And I know if I'm going to exit for a profit or how much I'm going to lose. So that's something I want to, really put out there. Now, I know I said a lot of information in this video. If you guys want to learn more of, my trading strategy, I recommend checking out my other videos. I have a whole playlist of helpful trading videos. Also, make sure to leave any questions you have in the comment section down below, and also consider to check out the links in the description below. By the way, if you're interested in using this platform for trading, it looks very clean. This is part of the reason why I'm using Webull. But if you're interested in using Webull yourself, you may want to click the link in the description, because I have a promotion going on, or Webull has a promotion where if you sign up with my link in the description below, you will be able to get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,000. Of course, you have to open up an account with Webull and deposit $100, and once you get that, you'll get your 2 free stocks. That was part of the reason why I first signed up for Webull, and what got me interested in Webull and has me, now switching my account from TD Ameritrade to Webull. So again, that's something that's up to you. It's free money. When I first signed up for Webull, I actually got a free share of Google, which was worth $1,200, and now Google's worth $2,400. So I literally got $2,400 just for signing up with Webull. Again, you never know what free stocks you could get. By the way, if you're interested in that video, I do have a video where I show me getting the free stock of Google. I'm not just making that up. But with that being said, guys, my name is Justin. Hopefully you guys like the information in this video, and I'll see you guys on the next video.